Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and in a bit under a month, Mario & Luigi Brothership launches onto the Switch, and our lovely staff writer Jim got the opportunity to go hands-on with the game. Of course, that means that this preview was written by the wonderful Jim Norman and has been adapted into this video by me. You would be forgiven for assuming the Mario & Luigi series was no more. It's been 9 years since Mario & Luigi Paper Jam was released as the last new entry. Since then, Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story received 3DS remakes, but then developer Alpha Dream shut up shop in 2019 after filing for bankruptcy. In short, we weren't all that hopeful that the bros would be back in town anytime soon. Then, the June 2024 Nintendo Direct happened, opening no less, with the announcement that the plumbing pair would be leaping back into action. The Mario & Luigi Brothership reveal showcased a new art style, plenty of slapstick humor, OTT turn-based shenanigans, and bro-specific inputs. Yes, it looked like a Mario & Luigi RPG of old. The question was, would it feel like one? Would it live up to the high bars set by its predecessors, or is that whimsical magic a product of a different handheld generation? Having gone hands-on with the upcoming Switch RPG for a little over an hour, we're pleased to say that the bros are well and truly back. Mario & Luigi Brothership makes some meaningful tweaks to the series' tried and tested formula, but everything that made those games click on GBA, DS and 3DS is back in full force. Hoist the mainsail, weigh anchor, this vessel is looking shipshape. Those familiar with the series might have to temper their weird rudder as far as Brothership's setup is concerned. From what we saw, there's no time traveling, UFOs, dream dimension or miniaturized tours around internal organs to be found here. The mystical world of Concordia has been split into different islands, and it's up to Mario & Luigi to stitch them back together. It all seems rather tame when we put it like that, but fear not, the series' central silliness is all present and correct. In our hands-on time, we visited 2 different islands that the bros set out to reunite. Twisty Island, which we were told crops up in the first few hours of the game, and Merry-Go Island, which appears around 5 hours in. The former was home to a disheveled dance icon in need of some hair wax, while the latter housed a giant maze and a bomb-throwing scientist. Okay, yeah, the weird is definitely back. The 2 locales felt distinct enough in both their visual and mission structure, but they shared enough of a common comical thread to make them feel uniquely part of a Mario Bros. RPG. And don't worry, the puzzle platforming is still here, we'll get onto that just in a minute. The likes of Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door has recently reminded us of how funny Mario once was, and Brothership felt like a fitting return to the land of wacky insincerity, which has been absent from the plumber's escapades for a good while. We were particularly enamored by Snowlet, a new companion that lives in Luigi's hat and is very keen to outright deny any claims that it's a pig. Folks, it's totally a pig. It all felt like a natural continuation of the series' glory days. This was particularly true in the gameplay department, where the bros' individual button controls makes a return and remind us of just how wonderful a system it is. Admittedly, it took us a minute to readjust to controlling Mario & Luigi with different inputs, and our first few battles saw the latter take an unhealthy amount of damage as we figured things out. Sorry Luigi. But this control scheme is, as expected, put to great use here, with puzzles and combos that frequently had us switching between the brothers on the fly as we kicked shells, climbed inclines and played hot potato with a bug-phobic shopkeeper. Everything oozes personality, from the quick-witted people of Concordia to the bouncing soundtrack that accompanies each combat encounter. We weren't sold on the new visual art style after the reveal trailer, but seeing it in practice is a different beast. The bros are at their most emotive in Brothership, with OTT reactions and goofy running styles that made it difficult to play without a massive grin plastered on our faces. The turn-based combat play out much the same as you might expect, even if the brothers don't dance quite as hard as they did in Superstar Saga. But on top of the familiar button-based commands, Brothership introduces a new battle plug system. This lets you add bonus attack, defense, effect, or dodge modifiers to the team's skill set, allowing you to do more damage and make button timings a bit easier. We tried out a couple of different plugs in our preview and welcomed the added layer of strategy that each brought. One in particular that was quite satisfying to use was one that drops an iron ball on an enemy after each excellent attack. These only last a select number of turns, of course, but from the long list of potential plugs to be crafted from the in-game spark balls, which we found scattered everywhere, this might be the deepest combat we've seen in the series to date. Speaking of meaningful changes, the titular pair feels like a much more equal partnership than we remember from the previous entries. Rather than being the bro bringing up the rear, Luigi feels like a much more active part of the adventure, benefited by a new inspiration mechanic that sees the green plumber provide hints or assistance at the press of a button, the L button fittingly. We used it all the time, sending Luigi off to smash crates, interact with puzzle elements, or collect items while Mario was busy elsewhere. It's no Pikmin-style divide and conquer management, but it's nice to see Luigi with a role slightly beefier than the "look, I'm scared and follow big bro" one he usually has. The wait for new Mario & Luigi RPG has felt like a long time coming, but from what we've seen so far, Brothership is going to be well worth the wait. We still don't know the development team behind this one, though Nintendo has confirmed that some of the original developers are involved, but this entry already feels like it's taken all the best bits from the Alpha Dream playbook. Brothership will be a familiar return for longtime fans of the series, but a peppering of welcome additions makes this feel like a good launch point for those yet to set sail in Nintendo's silliest series. Now, I do just want to add some quick thoughts of my own, because although I did not get to play the game, I did get to see all of Jim's gameplay, and wowie zowie, I have gone from like, I'm moderately excited about this game to, wow, I need this game right now, please and thank you. It is so expressive, so beautifully animated, so fun, especially the writing. I found myself giggling quite a few times while watching Jim's gameplay. It is really great stuff. If you want to see said gameplay, you can find it at the end card of this video. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you practice your A and B button presses by pressing that subscribe button, and don't forget to check out our website nintendolove.com, where you can find all sorts of articles, for example this preview, but in written form. Stay safe, play some Mario & Luigi in the meantime while you wait for this game, and we'll see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life,